All right, today we're pitting the world's most advanced AIs against one of the most hostile digital environments out there, the blockchain. And the question is pretty simple, but the stakes, they're enormous. Can AI actually find, fix, and maybe even exploit the tiny bugs that put billions of dollars at risk every single day? To figure that out, we first have to understand the battlefield. And to really get the battlefield, you have to start with this quote from 2020. Ethereum is a dark forest. Now, what does that mean? Well, just imagine an environment where predators, we're talking automated bots, skilled hackers, are just lurking silently in the shadows, waiting for you to make one tiny mistake. The second you do, they pounce, instantly. So why is this forest so dark and dangerous? Well, because there is a ton of money just sitting out in the open. We're talking over $100 billion in assets locked up in these smart contracts. And here's the kicker. Unlike a normal data breach, when a smart contract gets hacked, it's not a leak. It's instant, irreversible theft. The money is just gone. Now, a new kind of predator is entering that forest, AI. And it's getting scarily good at reading and writing code. So all that money, it's starting to look like a very tempting target. This brings us to the most critical question of all. Just how good are these AI agents right now at playing both offense and defense in this high-stakes game? To find out, we're going to follow a new benchmark called EVMbench. Think of it like a triathlon for AI agents, broken down into 3 rounds. First, we'll see the AI play detective. Then, the AI as a defender. And finally, the AI as an attacker. We're also going to uncover the secret to their success and, of course, wrap it all up with why this matters. So first up is round 1, the AI detective. It makes sense, right? Before you can fix or exploit a security flaw, you've got to find it in the first place. So the first test is simple. Can an AI look at a complex code base and actually spot the critical vulnerabilities? This is called detect mode. The AI agent is basically given the keys to the castle, the entire smart contract repository. Its job is to act like a professional security auditor. It has to analyze everything and write up a detailed report that identifies every single high-severity bug, the ones that could actually lead to someone losing all their money. So how do you even grade a report like that? Well, the process is pretty fascinating. The agent's audit is scored by another AI judge, and it's compared against the ground truth. That is, the actual vulnerabilities that were already discovered by human experts. The final score is just the percentage of those real bugs that the AI managed to find on its own. And the winner of round 1 is Claude Opus 4.6. If you look at the detect section of this leaderboard, you can see it successfully identified just under half, 45.6%, of all the high-severity vulnerabilities. That's a strong start for sure, but it also means that it missed more than half of the critical bugs. Okay, on to round 2, and this is where the challenge gets a lot harder. It's one thing to find a problem, but can the AI actually fix it? This is the test of the AI defender. In what's called patch mode, the agent has to do more than just find the holes. It actually has to go into the code and write a patch to fix them. And, this is the really tricky part, it has to do it all while making sure that none of the contract's existing features break. It has to be a surgeon, not a butcher. The way they grade this is really clever. It's all automated. First, the system runs all the original software tests to make sure the AI didn't break anything. Then, it runs a new set of tests that are specifically designed to exploit the bug. If those exploits now fail, then you know the patch worked. It's a really clean way to prove the fix is actually effective. Our champion defender here is GPT-5.3-Codex. Looking at the patch results on the chart, it successfully fixed 41.5% of the vulnerabilities it was given. Again, that's a really impressive number, but it's still far from perfect. It really goes to show that fixing code without causing some unintended side effect is a major, major challenge. And now for the main event. This is the round with the most serious implications. Round 3, the AI attacker. We've seen that AI can find some bugs, and it can fix some bugs. But can it go on the offensive? Can it actually exploit them to steal money? This is exploit mode, and it's the most realistic test of them all. The AI agent gets connected to a live, simulated blockchain. It's given a funded crypto wallet, and its mission is simple. Write and execute a series of transactions to drain the funds from a vulnerable smart contract. It has to think like a hacker and act like a hacker. Here, there's no report to grade. The only thing that matters is what actually happens on the blockchain. The grading system just replays the AI's transactions and checks the final account balances. Did the money move? If the attacker's wallet is full and the victim's is empty, it's a success. It is as real as it gets.
And the results here are, honestly, they're stunning. Our top attacker, once again, GPT-5.3-Codex, successfully exploited a whopping 72.2% of the known vulnerabilities. Let that sink in for a second. In nearly 3 out of every 4 tries against a vulnerable contract, the AI was able to craft a real working exploit and drain the funds. This is a massive leap in capability.
So we've seen some impressive scores, especially in that attack round. But what's the difference between a successful run and a failed one? Is it just about having the most powerful AI model, or is there another factor at play?
Just think about it for a second. Is the base model's raw intelligence the only thing that matters here?
Well, it turns out the answer is a definitive no. The secret weapon wasn't a bigger model, it was a simple hint. The researchers ran these tests again, but this time they gave the AIs a little clue. Something like, hey, you should look in this specific file, or the problem is probably a reentrancy bug. The results were just explosive.
And here's the most dramatic example of that. With just a medium-level hint, one agent's patching success rate jumped from around 40% all the way up to almost 94%. This tells us what the real bottleneck for these AIs is. It isn't a lack of skill in fixing or exploiting the bugs, it's the sheer difficulty of just finding them in a massive, complex codebase.
So, we've seen these AI agents compete as detectives, defenders, and attackers. What are the big takeaways we should be thinking about now?
I think there are 3 big things here. First, like we just saw, the hardest part for AI is finding the needle in the haystack. Discovery is the real challenge. Second, how you set up the AI, the tools, the workflow, the little bits of information you give it, can be just as important as the raw power of the model itself. And finally, and this is the most sobering one, the top AI agents today can already weaponize a significant number of vulnerabilities and execute real attacks that drain funds.
And this all brings us to one final huge question. This technology is a double-edged sword. As these AI agents become exponentially more capable, who stands to benefit more? The defenders trying to build secure systems, or the attackers trying to tear them down? The race is on, and the outcome is anything but certain.